Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast with Phil Graham. We help you master Facebook ads and give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Are you ready? Let's go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast, episode 334. Today, I'm going to be sharing 3 strategies to help attract higher quality leads from Facebook and Instagram ads. So Phil Graham here. I'm so excited to be here. It's one of the most favorite times of my week, basically talking to you guys through this podcast, and I love it. So thank you for being here. You know, one of the big challenges out there that I hear from people all the time is the challenge of getting quality leads, not just leads, but quality leads or higher quality leads. And while there's no one thing you can do that's going to guarantee high quality leads, I mean, that's not reality. There are a number of things you can do to give yourself a much better chance of getting higher quality leads and also filter low quality leads completely out. So you're not wasting time or money on leads that just won't do anything for you. So today in this episode, I'm going to share 3 different strategies that we love, that we use, that do help us attract higher quality leads. And I'm hoping that you guys will put this into practice in your business because these are very powerful. So before we get started, if you guys are looking for either one-on-one coaching to learn marketing and ads the right way, or if you actually want somebody to run your ads for you, you can reach me by going to my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital. And I would love to connect with you. So let's jump right in, my friend, and let's talk about these strategies that we love for attracting higher quality Facebook ad leads. One of the things that I use a lot is lead forms and instant forms. And one of the reasons why I like them so much is that you can do so much with them, and they work so well because people can take action right on the platform, right on Facebook. They can give you their information, and a lot of times it's even pre-filled for them, and they don't have to leave the platform to become a lead. And that is very, very powerful. So in order to really do the right things to get higher quality leads, you want to test your way to higher quality leads. Because when you test different things, different strategies, especially the things I'm going to talk about, it can give you a huge advantage and a huge edge compared to making mistakes and doing things the wrong way. So I'm going to show you how we do it and what's worked really well for us. And let's jump right into the 3. And we're going to start with number 1, which is using conditional logic lead forms and instant forms. Okay, this, you guys, is almost magical. You can ask questions in these forms right on Facebook, right on the platform, and you can filter the people out that you don't want. Right there, that can help you get higher quality leads just doing that alone. So whether you're filtering out by price or product or service or any number of things, by asking a couple questions on these conditional logic instant lead forms, if they don't qualify, if they're not ideal for you, you can essentially end the conversation there. And you can essentially send them to a page that lets them know that whatever you have is not right for them. And obviously you're going to say that differently, and it's going to be strategic what you say on that page, but it's not going to continue on and be something that's going to waste your time or waste your money. So these lead forms are very, very effective. We use lead ads with instant forms to do this. And again, it's very, very good at filtering people out that are not your ideal customers, clients, or audience. And you can do that by asking questions in these forms. Now, you're not going to want to ask 50 different questions, but you can ask a handful. You could ask 2, 3, 4, 5, and they could be multiple choice. They could be a short answer paragraph. They could be a number of different types of questions. But then the cool thing is you can actually have conditional logic. So how people answer, let's say, question 1, you can determine what happens next. Do they go to question 2 if they answer it a certain way? Or maybe they go straight to the form, so you could submit the form and they become a lead. Or maybe from their answer, you know that they're not your type of customer and you send them to the page that says that in a different kind of way, of course. But you can control all this. It's really powerful. And like I mentioned earlier, this form is completed 100% on Facebook, on the platform itself. So they're not having to go to your website to do this, which means more people will typically actually engage with it, which is more of a chance for more leads and hopefully higher quality potential leads as well. So using conditional logic is so powerful. I cannot emphasize this enough. And hopefully you guys understand this. Make sure and contact me if you don't. But essentially, you choose the questions you want to ask. If it's multiple choice, you can choose what the answers are. And for each individual answer, you can decide what happens when they answer it a certain way. You can control all of those things. You can also identify like average leads versus really hot leads. Maybe somebody that's like your ultimate customer or somebody that is willing to spend a lot of money. If you've got a high price point, there's going to be hot leads versus average leads. And those hot leads you might want to send to a different place or ask a different question or have that just be a different path than the average leads, and definitely a different path from people that are not going to be a lead and that aren't right for you. You can control all of those things with these lead forms. So to do this, we choose lead ads, we choose instant forms, and then we choose conditional logic within those forms. And then we create our questions and we send people where we want them to go based off of their answers. And again, the end result is them becoming a lead right on Facebook. And then we can also send them to a web page after that we choose, or you don't have to. But that's very, very powerful and a great way to give yourself a better chance to attract higher quality leads and also not have your time wasted by low quality leads or no quality leads. The second strategy I want to talk about today is integrating your CRM with your lead ads and your instant forms, because they work really well together. So when you guys run a lead ad with conversion leads as a performance goal, the information can be used to reach higher quality leads more and more as time goes on. Because when you're integrated with your CRM or your email provider or whoever you're using, then Facebook learns more about your leads and it just works together. And then Facebook can help, hopefully anyway, get you better targeting and try and get your ads in front of more of the right kind of people. The more Facebook knows about your ideal customers and your ideal leads, the better it can serve you in most cases. And connecting your CRM and or email provider to Facebook and using that within your lead ads and instant forms can make a huge difference. Now, this message, what I'm going to read, is straight from Facebook, straight from Meta. And they say, the conversion leads performance goal helps you reach higher quality leads with lead ads. If you choose this option, it's recommended you connect your CRM to send information to Meta about your leads. And then after you do that, you can choose the stages in your sales funnel based off of your performance goals. There's a bunch of other things you can do. I don't want to kind of go down that rabbit hole because this is about the strategy of doing this. If you want help on doing it, of course, you can contact me. But it's a very, very powerful strategy. And yes, you can still do it the old way and you can kind of just manually download leads, even if your CRM is not connected. But when you do connect your CRM and or email provider, it's a lot more powerful. There's a lot more options and you can do a lot more with it. So I highly recommend it. Now, when Facebook knows more about your ideal customers, Not only in audiences like Advantage Plus can it try and get it in front of the more of the right kind of people, but even in the audiences that you set up. And we still have better success with our specific audiences than we do with Facebook's general broad audiences, but it can help all of your targeting and it can be very, very powerful. So I would definitely be integrating your CRM with your lead ads and instant forms. And then lastly, number 3, this is so powerful. I call this micro content instant lead form questions and follow-ups. That's a lot to say, but this is where lead forms and instant forms truly shine. It's like in the olden days, one of those old choose your own adventure books, except the best part is you control the story, you control everything. For example, not only can you use these lead forms and the conditional logic that we talked about earlier to filter out people that aren't the right leads, just as importantly, what we can do is use it to filter the people that are the right leads into the right kind of product or service that they're most interested in, or the pain point that they have that they need help with the most. So even if you sell one thing, there might be 5, 6, 7 different pain points or reasons that somebody might have that would get them to want to buy your product or service. And out of those things, there's going to be one that's the main one for each individual person. If you know what that one is, you can then follow up with them talking more about that same pain point, which gives you a much higher chance of getting them as a customer or client. That is something that can help allow you to get much higher quality leads and customers. To kind of give a general example, I've used this before, but it's so perfect. If you are a gym or a personal trainer, you might have somebody who wants to come to you who may want to build muscle. They might even want to lose a little bit of weight and reduce their stress. But in their mind, let's say they're not too stressed and they feel like they look pretty good. They might have a little bit of weight to lose, but it's not a huge deal. But let's say they really want to build muscle. Maybe they feel weak or they feel like they look weak. And that's really like the main hot button for them. Well, in your ads, if you're just generally talking about everything and you're kind of focused on weight loss and stuff like that, to that person, you're really not going to reach them very well. But if you knew that their main trigger was really wanting to build muscle, then guess what? If you followed up with them and talked mostly about building muscle, you would have a much better chance of actually converting that opportunity and turning it into a high quality lead and then a high quality customer. And you can do that by having that conditional logic in these forms and asking questions, micro content questions. In this case, you could even say, what's most important to you? 1, 2, or 3, building muscle, losing weight, or reducing stress. And how they answer can determine where they go next. And another cool thing, if your CRM is integrated, how they answer, you could even tag them in your CRM with different answers or pain points or whatever questions you're using. You can tag them certain ways and follow up with them, not only through ads, but if they become a lead and give you their email, you can follow up with them through email. And you'll know some of those most important things that most people don't know. That gives you a much better chance to convert them into higher quality leads and customers. So again, you decide all this stuff. You control the story. And the best part is you also decide the ending and where to send these people once they've proceeded through this micro content instant lead form. And you can send them where you want them to go. And that is insanely powerful. You can have plenty of these lead forms and conditional logic forms, not just one. You can customize them with your own questions and all these types of things. So these are very, very powerful. These are 3 strategies that we use to try and attract much higher quality Facebook and Instagram ad leads. And I definitely hope you guys try this out as well. If you need help with this or anything else, Again, you can reach me by going to my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital. Let's connect. Podcast episode 334 is in the books, my friends. I've got a lot of good stuff for you coming up soon, and I will talk to you on next week's episode. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and share this with all your friends. For show notes, more tips, and to learn more about Phil, please visit philgrahamdigital.com/podcast.